Hello party people. I don't know how to make this video, but this is a little public service announcement. For those of you that are aware, or unaware for that matter, I work in the mental health field. Typically, I deal with substance abuse and mental health. I don't know where to begin, but let me start off by telling a story. In the recent past, I would say maybe like a little over maybe 2 years ago. It was shortly after the pandemic, that's all I really remember. Someone I know was taking advantage of people that I know, and most of it was financial. And so I have this saying when I come out of the hospital. I usually make this statement on social media or something, and like people know what it means. Usually I say something like, the rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. When I make that statement, typically voluntarily, I'm fresh out of the hospital. Now when I say voluntarily, I mean I physically and knowingly, for lack of a better term, checked myself in. And I'm bringing that up for a reason. If something is bad enough to the point where I decide it's a good thing that I seek outside help before I do something stupid. And in this particular case, I had, emphasis on had, homicidal intentions towards someone. And I decided as an adult, I need to take care of this. And I should not be around that person, for example. Because I was angry. I don't think I was unstable, but like I definitely wasn't stable. And I voluntarily took myself out of the equation, and I feel like that's what an adult would do. Because being suicidal is one thing, but when you're homicidal, you're involving another person who doesn't need to be involved in your emotions. And when you consider the people that I know have significant others, the people that I know have families, now you're involving them too. So you took a complicated situation and you just made it a lot more complicated. And typically, homicidal ideation is where I draw the line. Like I thought this was self-explanatory that people would know that about me. It's one thing to be suicidal and it only involves yourself. But like I said, when you become homicidal, it's not a joke. It's not funny. And by all rights, when this was brought to my attention, I should have taken the action of reporting it to the authorities. I should have. I 100% should have. And because I didn't, if something happens, that's on me. I'm willing to accept that. But don't give me a reason. That's all I really need to say about it. Now, I'm alive, right? Because there were people in my past who cared enough about me that knew that if I was feeling suicidal, they should probably take it seriously. If anyone is feeling suicidal, you should probably take it seriously. I'll be the first to admit that people have expressed suicidal intentions to me, and I tried to rationalize it. I try to be like, okay, this person is just emotional, and I'll just keep an eye on them. I'll check up on them, make sure they're okay. But by all rights, should I have reported? Yes, I should have. So if something happens to them, that's also on me. So now, when you become homicidal, for example, you're putting twice the amount of blood on my hands. And as an adult, you can't say whatever the fuck you want and expect there not to be consequences. And I don't know if this is an internet thing. I don't know if this is our generation. You can't say shit like that and not expect someone to not overreact, but react, period. So if this comes back to me, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like, how many people know I work where I work at in the field I work at? And essentially, when you tell someone you're suicidal and homicidal for that matter, it is a cry for help. I don't care what other reason you might suggest it for, it is a cry for help. And you wouldn't tell anyone unless you wanted them to help stop you. Because that's all there is to it. This is pure psychology 101. And don't give me a reason, or possibly reasons. So either learn how to deal with your shit, or just don't get me involved, because we know how it's gonna end. Like, let me say this about the hospital, right? If you voluntarily go in, it looks a lot better than when someone has to report you to involuntarily check you in. If and when you are in the hospital, notice I said if and when, because if this shit still goes on, it's just a matter of time. If and when this happens, it looks a lot better if you're social, if you get out of bed, if you eat, if you take care of yourself when you're in hospital, because it shows you care. If you're just going to lay your ass in bed all day, you're going to be there a long fucking time. And like, the hospital is not a fun place to be, especially of the behavioral health kind. Don't give me a reason. So, if something happens, I'll 100% take responsibility for it. Because like this is ridiculous. Like, are we teenagers now? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it would be different if you came to me and said, hey, I need help with my suicidal or homicidal ideation. That would be completely different. If I have to hear about it from someone else, you just made another complicated situation more complicated. And I don't understand why people don't get this. If I went on Twitter right now and posted suicidal, homicidal intention, you think nothing would happen? Are you dumb? Are people in general dumb? Do they not know the field of work that I work in? Of all the people to say stuff like that to, you're gonna pick me? You're gonna let me find out about this? In this situation, my hands are tied, and I will probably regret not taking the correct course of action in all of this, because this is not the first time it's happened. If somebody dies, if there's multiple people dead, then I will take the responsibility that I have for it, for my part in it. Until then, don't give me a reason. If you can't manage your emotions and your mental health in a proper adult way, then maybe you should consider checking yourself involuntarily. And in regards to homicidality, do you really want to do something that's going to affect the rest of your life? No offense, but I think the majority of people out there don't know how to hide a body. I think the majority of people out there would freak the fuck out, and they probably, like let's be real, the majority of us are murderers. But if you had to do what you had to do to stay out of whatever place you want to stay out of, I hope you have a plan set up. Because I'm not endorsing your homicidal ideation. I'm trying not to react to it. But of course, to a certain degree, should I? Yes. Do I have to? Yes. But what did I end up doing? I'm looking the other way because someone doesn't know how to act like an adult. And when you're an adult, that includes managing your own emotions. And if you're giving me a reason, that's basically you telling me you can't do it yourself, so someone else has to do it for you. I don't care if, like, I get it, people get mad, blah blah blah. There's some things you joke about and some things you don't. That is one of the things you don't. So what do you want me to do? Because by all rights, I should have reported this person. By all rights, if something happens, now it's on me. Now it's on everyone else who knows. And it's like, you tried to solve a problem by creating an even bigger problem. If people watching this video don't understand suicide awareness, then I don't know what to tell you. Did you know this month is Mental Health Awareness Month? Do people know that? Of all the people to let someone figure out, to hear about your ideations technically, why would you let me find out about it? Why would anyone let me find out about other people's ideations? Because do I have a responsibility to report it? Yes. What do you want me to do? Like, now, being homicidal is a whole different can of worms than being suicidal. Because now you have twice the number of people involved now. And I just don't get it. Do you really think you can say whatever you want and not expect there to be consequences? This is not the fucking internet. And if there's text message evidence somewhere, if there's phone calls, if there's recorded conversations, if there's social media posts, all of that can be used against you in a court of law. And I thought that was common knowledge. I thought the word evidence actually meant something to some people. And I don't know. It just sucks that if something happens, it's partly on me. And that's something I'll have to live with. And if nothing was going to happen, you would have never said, this person would never have said what they said about themselves. So they already expressed intention. It's already premeditated. And I personally think it's a matter of time before something happens. And that's on me. There's nothing else I can do about it. My hands are tied. This is officially out of my hands. And now I have to somehow not do the right thing. Which is, the right thing is to report this. Because I unwillingly got involved in all of this. Like, other people's personal problems, I'm not going to get involved in anymore. Because this is how this whole thing started. And I was involved in it without my consent. Because it has been brought to my attention, I should do what I need to do. But I'm not gonna. Because I'm hoping that people come to their senses. But does it always happen? Of course not. So now it's like, don't give me a reason. I'm alive. I will say this again. I am alive because other people cared enough about me that when I expressed suicidal ideation in the past, I was reported. The authorities were informed. Many times, I voluntarily reported myself because I realized that, you know what? I'm not stable right now. I'm not in the proper state of mind. I'm an adult. I'm going to help myself take care of this by any means necessary because I don't want to kill myself. Hopefully it never comes to that. The point being is that there's many situations that many scenarios you can address that will come from that. The people you live behind, where you're going to end up after committing said suicide. Do you think you're going to end up in a good place? Whatever you believe in the afterlife, do you think you can take your own life and not expect there to be some religious consequence to it? And more importantly, the people you leave behind, what if you told someone and that person realized, holy shit, I could have stopped this. I wish I let the authorities know about this. But again, when you involve homicidal intentions, that's where I draw the line. Like, you can have whatever issues, whatever personal issues you have, whatever you want. When you involve another person, like what do you want me to say? You brought this upon yourself because you couldn't control your emotions. And I get it. Human beings are very emotional creatures. I get it. You can't say whatever the fuck you want and expect there not to be consequences. And I don't mean to say this to deter people from expressing ideation again, even towards me. I don't recommend you express it towards me, but the main reason I don't recommend expressing that kind of ideation towards me, I'm going to have to do something about it. And it's not going to end well. And what do you want me to tell you? Like, the worst part is I have to hear about this through word of mouth, which is ridiculous. If you're really hurting that much on the inside, blah, 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 then get help. You are an adult. Most of us are adults, even if we don't act like it. Most of us are above the legal age, and it's just like, at some point, you need to take care of yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. So, if you are adult enough, like in my situation, to be like, holy shit, like, you know, I can't explain these feelings I'm having because it makes me want to hurt someone, then you need to be an adult and get yourself in check. And that's, believe it or not, that's what I did. I voluntarily called the hospital. They picked me up, and I went. I have a bad habit of going to the hospital on weekends. And the problem with that is, like, on a Friday night. The problem with that is I don't get to see a psychiatrist until the next business day. So I have to stay there all fucking weekend in a place I don't necessarily want to be. But admittedly, do I need to be there? Probably yes. Or else I wouldn't be there. So I don't know what to tell people. Like, if I don't want you not to be able to come to me for help, but like, understand that there are consequences to your actions, consequences to your communication, consequences to your choice of words. Why are people so dumb? I don't know. But if somebody that dies or something, then like it will borderline be traumatic to know that I could have stopped it. And because it was never expressed to me directly, that's my reasoning for not reporting something that I should. Now, I really don't know what the right answer in this situation is. It quite frankly, it is above my pay grade. It is above my scope of authority. I don't know. If someone commits suicide, if someone murders someone, it's on me. Like, I wish there was some other way around it, but I will be responsible for the deaths of at least one person, possibly two, because I didn't stop it. How dumb do you have to be to expect to express an intent to hurt someone and to pretend like it's a joke, that it's not serious? There's some things you don't joke about, and that is one of them. Take care of yourselves and each other, guys.